Neither Baz nor I like stopping at motorway services.
We stopped off and we had a drink at the Beggar and Gentleman.
We carried on up.
This is Angel of the North. You cannot get an indication of the size of this from photographs or even videos until you're physically right up alongside it, and there. It's absolutely huge.
It has such a strong presence there, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
The wingspan is a little bit greater than a Boeing 757. Very impressive and worth visiting.
Yeah. Anthony Gormley, of course.
And so we carried on up.
New Biggin by the Sea. And this is the place that we stayed at, Coastal Joy.
Yeah, this is the next day on the Friday.
Gateshead and Newcastle are very, very close together. So this bridge here connects Gateshead, as do a number of others, with Newcastle. We're now on the Gateshead side, and we're going across to Newcastle side, 15th of July. And some kind couple gave us their passes at Beach Station. Those tickets were £5. We're going across now to Newcastle to have a coffee. Tim's gasping for a coffee and a slice of cake.
Do you notice Newcastle seems to be very good at putting plaques up about everything?
Absolutely. This is the one that the woman climbed out the window to elope with a chap who became a senior in London. Charles Grey was the Prime Minister.
And we went to the art gallery.
This is done by Edward Landseer.
This was the science and technology. Do you remember he had that long walk?
Showing dinosaurs.
And by the time we got there, I was too knackered to look round it, so I just sat in the lobby.
This is Whittington Inn, where we had a really, really nice dinner.
So the following day, we trekked. Well, we had to get to the next B&B anyway, and we incorporated a trip to Lindisfarne along with it. Yeah, well, this is a general view over the bay at Lindisfarne, because the castle's on one bit and the priory ruins and church are on the other side of the bay. That's you taking a picture of me taking a picture of the castle.
That in the distance, that is an abbey in Lindisfarne, which is part of English heritage.
And that's the actual ruins you can see across the bay there, look at the weathering on those stones on that church.
There's a Triumph that Tim spotted.
Made about a mile away from where I live.
This is the best Chinese that I've ever been to.
And that meal lasted us for 2 meals, didn't it? Here am I with my new friend,
16th of July.
Frank,
16th of July.
who has been telling me all about...
16th of July. It's my birthday, actually.
Today?
Really?
Yes,
Happy
actually.
birthday!
Happy birthday, Frank.
It's actually my birthday.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Do you mind me asking how much?
51 I am.
51.
51 I am. But
So here's 51-year-old Frank.
51 years in this village.
Yeah.
I have to put up with this.
Chermside. And he was telling us all about this wonderful school, which I've got some other pictures of. And there's Baz. So
16th of July.
And Frank has been telling us how the building was used as a hospital during the war, and over in that direction there was an airfield from which the Spitfires took off.
Yes. Over there, it's called Winfield. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Frank has just told us that this is the place where the famous 50s and 60s racing driver Jim Clark comes from, and he's about to show us his grave.
Can I just show you? This grave? This is my mum and dad.
Oh, wow.
I would
Right.
just like to show you that.
Yes. And there is the actual parish church, which this is the graveyard of.
Medieval
Yeah,
church.
yeah.
Medieval church. We are a really old little village.
Yeah. Yeah, we're coming. Oh, look, here it is. Here it is.
From all world
Yeah.
champion.
63 and 65. One of the 25 Grand Prix races. The Indianapolis 500 winner, 1965. First freeman of
The borough of Duns.
Duns.
Duns, of course, Well. is the borough that Churnside was in. How about that?
That's Jim Clark.
Yeah.
Jim Clark, driver.
Yeah. I remember as a kid seeing him on the telly. Bless you, Frank. Well, it's been an absolute joy
Thank you, my friend.
meeting you, and thanks for all your information. And this is now being filmed, and when I put together the film of our holiday...
They were facial because I'm quite ugly.
No, you're not ugly. It doesn't matter what your face is like, it's what you're like inside.
Absolutely.
And you seem
These
to be
are my
a great
people.
guy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
These are my people.
Yeah. Stories go on,
Absolutely.
and they're your stories.
Stories I tell you.
Thank
Stories
you.
I tell you.
Thank you so much.
tell the people.
Other people, which we will. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for showing us this. Jim Clark.
Jim Clark. Amazing man.
Incredible.
Yeah.
In our village, at the top of the hill, we have a big clock
Okay.
for Jim Clark as
I
well.
took Oh, that right. picture the following day Well, maybe after we I'd can been see to if we can church.
Visit that
And
way.
we're not county town, but no matters. Hey, Jim Clark is Churnside.
Well, there's
Fantastic
there's no taking that away, is there?
There is no taking that away.
And so after that, we went to the bedsit. And then we woke up the following day, and there was a deer.
And we can see it from our breakfast
What
room.
did you think of that bedsit, Baz?
Well, let's just put it this way. I don't think I've stayed at a better place.
That's where I went to church. Very traditional free church. And then we moved on to, still not sure I got the name right,
We
Shishalian.
went to in the Crook of Devon in Scotland, run by George and was it Jean? And
Yeah, that's right, I think.
fantastic.
And their dad apparently knew Jimmy Shand, who this is the statue of.
There's an old Vauxhall Viva
What, 1971?
about that we saw near the statue of Jimmy Shand.
Yeah, we were told that this place, Ballinluig, was worth visiting.
Yeah.
And we found a sort of service station and a school and a bus stop,
Yeah,
and
we
that was
stopped
about
off
it.
it. We stopped off because the view's so nice. We took a few photographs here and some video.
We turned off the main road and came up this little road by Ballinluig. It's July the 18th, about a bit after 10:30, and we thought we would just have a little bit of a look around until we saw this beautiful view, absolutely classic Highland. We've got a glen, we've got the hills, we've got the forest, we've got some wonderful old little houses down here that you can just see the roofs of, and there is so much of this sort of beauty in Scotland. It's just lovely to just sit and look at it. That was a little suspension bridge across the river.
Pitlochry. This is the dam.
It's a hydroelectric dam, isn't it?
That's right. Unfortunately, it was closed, the actual visitor centre. It's incredibly warm here. This is where we had a kind of a little sort of bite to eat and a dessert.
A little bite to eat.
Yeah, that's the banoffee dessert.
Banoffee Sunday.
That Tim can't wait to get into. This is the Black Watch Memorial.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and here we are in the river, just alongside a few yards from the memorial.
Such a hot day. And Baz, you told me this was something you've never done before.
That's right, never. Never. And I would never have done this. That water is nice and cool.
It looks there like you eventually got to like the idea.
I'll say now.
And then demonstrated another skill that I never knew you had.
Now.
You've got to be quick to catch it, Tim.
It wasn't easy. But I think you can see it was 4 bounces this time. I think you just about see them all.
Now.
1, 2,
That was
3.
4.
And 4 just coming into shot. There you go.
Skimming stones. I'm an expert.
And so modest with it. Oh, but wasn't it lovely just sitting there by the river?
Yeah. You don't realise how warm it is.
Now you can see here just the other side of the river. There's a tree. And there are a bunch of boys climbing up that tree and jumping
On the
into
other
the
side
river.
of the river, there are some kids there jumping in. And they asked me to jump in and swim.
18th of July, Tuesday, and we're at Abersfeld.
Yeah, the kids tried to get you in, didn't they?
I'm not a strong swimmer.
Ah, this was
Castle.
Menzies. Just a little bit further through Pitlochry.
When we arrived here, they only had about 40 minutes before closing. So we decided not to go in, but we did walk around the outside.
Lovely place, isn't it? Very sort of, is it baronial style, I think.
Built about 1620.
And then sort of added to in the 19th century, I think, wasn't it?
That's right. True.
Then we went on to Kenmore, which is right at the end of Loch Tay, which feeds the River Tay. Now, I must confess, we didn't take many pictures at Kenmore, so I captured this off Google Street View.
And we went into the river. Tim went all the way in. I went in up to my knees.
Oh, and these the
giant redwoods.
That's it, the giant
which
redwood.
are part of the estate. They're huge, and
I tried to get some idea of the size of it.
You don't realise they're absolutely huge. And the chap mentioned we must go and have a look at them.
And then on the way back, this vista opened up of wide open land and spaces, so I thought I'd just film a little bit from the car. More Scottish beauty with this open landscape. And then the extra day we had, so we went to Perth.
Oh, is this the one where the woman thought you were a minister of the church?
Something like that, yeah.
This isn't the one by Michelangelo.
No, this is by Gali, who was a contemporary of about the same sort of time, contemporary of Caravaggio. Amazingly modern looking face. And, you know, he's saying to Thomas, now do you believe me? I think this was your favourite cafe, wasn't it?
It
was your turn to have the indulgence, wasn't it?
That's
With that
a chocolate
milkshake.
This is a Polish woman who set up her business.
You ended up chatting to her for an hour.
This is in, Tim?
Loch Leven.
That's right, Loch Leven. This is our last place.
Last place we stayed at, yeah.
Before going home.
Just spent the night back at George's place and then all the way back to Coventry the following day.
Did you have a great time, Tim?
It was a fabulous time. It was a really good break. And how about you?
I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we missed the heat wave down here.
Well, the
Aren't
timing
you?
couldn't have been better, could it?